Hello, my name's Peter Molyjam. Many years ago, well, 3, I created a Twitter account spoofing the legendary game designer Peter Molyjam. I picked Peter Molyjam for my account because he's just such an interesting character. You've got this guy who just comes up with insane, ridiculous ideas, and Peter Molyjam was giving us something different. Even if it didn't work, he was at least trying to look at a different future. And I think even though a lot of people made fun of him for that, people soon started to realise that we need more Peter Molyjams. Why not start with Peter Molyjam? The Molyjam started in San Francisco after Anna Kipnis of Double Fine suggested that we should have a game jam based on the tweets that I create. And even then I remember being blown away by the idea of 30-40 people spending 2 days devoted to my stupid ideas. 2 weeks later, it's over 30 cities and over 1,000 people, and I just remember thinking, why? And I think one of the reasons why is that people just wanted to work together to challenge the mainstream industry in a non-competitive way, just to see what was possible.
The future of what the entire entertainment industry, not just the games industry, the entire entertainment industry is in our hands. Not publishers' hands, not Google, not Facebook, it's our hands. And personally, I'm just a bit bored of all the same pap that's being pumped out year after year after year. What we need is innovation, and we need to come together and do crazy things, whether they be radioactive babies or blind men walking into lampposts. I don't care what it is. That's what the world wants from us. We've got all this technology now. We've got cloud, and we've got smart glass, and we've got, countless inventions happening all the time, but there isn't the creativity that should define us. That's the world that we live in today. A world which could be held and controlled by creative people. And those creative people are you. Fantastic work. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you'll do. Go and do it. Yeah.
I'm in a team, there's quite a few of us. We're doing the tweet, which is the one about controlling the road, not the car, which we all found was really, really interesting, and we'd like to see how that goes. So I think that's, for me, it's a really interesting way of making a racing game.
I think the name of our team is Team Feelings, or something sort of, sarcastically towards that, but also kind of serious, I guess, because we're doing the conversation piece. It's sort of like insult fighting from Monkey Island, or some sort of like dialogue tree from Mass Effect. The tweet is play a game in which you get past a guard by telling a joke that makes him laugh so hard he rolls on the ground and you can sneak past. So it's sort of like sort of Spy, but instead of Splinter Cell going in and shooting dudes, you're talking to people.
The team is working so far okay. Some of them aren't here today yet, so I'll expect them to come later around 3. and we'll see how it goes. At the moment I'm just doing the modelling, so I'll be making some vehicles. It's going quite well. I feel very, very positive. I think we've got enough time just to get the basics of it finished for Sunday.
It's interesting because we have 3 artists and only 1 programmer who, by his own admission, is not a very good programmer. So it sort of limits the way that we've been able to work. But I think the way we've chosen our designs, we're able to utilize the kind of skills that we have present. You know, we have a lot of art assets that we're having to work our way through, but hopefully we'll get that all done in time.
The reason I wanted to do video games is because of my father. His idea of parenting was to put me in front of television, and when I got bored of television and I started bothering him again, he bought me a Mega Drive, so I wouldn't bother him anymore. And that kind of stemmed the fact that, so to avoid his parenting, he bought me things that were interactive, and it got me into video games. And then from there, I decided that I wanted to get behind the scenes and make them myself.
I started getting into games when I took a course at Greenwich, where I did a course in game development. Then I started going to game events like this, where I just met other people like-minded, and a series of events led me to working for a company that make games. I prefer doing game jams. When I found out about this one, I just wanted to come along and make some crazy games.
Peter Molynjam, he came and saw the game I'm working on. It was like my final project for uni, and it was quite nerve-wracking because he actually looked at it and played it, and he gave me some pointers. I thought it was really nice, gave me some really nice ideas how to forward it and make it appeal to more people. He gave me a lot of compliments actually, which I was quite surprised because I didn't think it was that interesting. I think it's nice, but it just made me feel really good. It was quite daunting at the same time when he sat down. I was like, Jesus, that's Peter Molynjam, and he's looking at my crappy little game that I've just been making.
Video games are the best fucking medium. You can still just randomly come up with several hundred fantastic game ideas that haven't been tried, that are completely new, that bring something new to the industry. People are introducing new ways to play games, new styles of games every year. So, I mean, it's partly because it's young and exciting, and partly because you get everything else, everything in every other form of media. You can read in it, you can watch films and everything, but it's interactive. It's so much more complex. It's got that extra level of choice in it, meaningful choices throughout the whole thing.
Video games are at a stage in which they're a medium which has so many different potentials and so many different ways of doing things that it's exciting to be a part of, because I'm also a filmmaker and I do film stuff. But the thing about film is, like, even though there are advances in technology, film is by and large kind of like understood. It's been around for long enough that we have a good understanding of the visual language and the mechanics of how film works. But video games are still so new. It's easy to forget as a video gamer that they are, because the graphics have improved so much. But the thing is that sort of like on a theory-based or design-based aspect level, like, games are still only just beginning to be, books written about them and like serious study being applied to them. So I want to be a part of that, because that's like a new field, it's something exciting.
We're in London Hackspace, and yeah, it's late on Saturday night, and we're kind of finishing up here. I think some of us are. Some of us are going to continue, I think, a bit later. I can't think of anything more intellectually stimulating than programming computers. I love it. Why do I like games? It's because they allow me to go off into my imagination, off into anything I want. It's fantasy, it's make-believe.
I don't know what time it is. I think it's like 1 something. I'm the only person on my team who's still working right now, but that's mostly just because I didn't feel like going to sleep. So we're progressing. I think we're going to hit everything on time. I'm not too tired. I usually go to bed really, really late, so this is normal.
So we came from the LSBU Games room, to the Centre for Creative Collaboration. Well, we're on the closing states now. All the sections are nearly there. There's a few bits more I have to do on the actual main game bit, but we're just making the intro screens, the character selector, things like that. So we should be on time, hopefully, to finish and get something really, really good. It's coming along really well, and we're really happy with it so far.
I've been working for whole night since yesterday, and I've got already playable version. We already played whole evening, like 5 of us. That was a pretty old tweet, I think, from September. Try to imagine if children from the school would go in town to play with their water guns, but the water would be kind of poisoned or radioactive, and I picked it up, this idea, and made kind of a bit modification, but still stick to it.
I mean, I stayed until about 8 o'clock this morning, and then I got about 3 hours, 4 hours of sleep, and then I came here. We have about 3 hours left, and it's going pretty good. I think it's enjoyably tense right now.
Creativity while you design games. You can dream about things, you can make them real, bring to the other people. So it's a cool way of telling this story to people. This is a top-down shooter where you play by kids. I'll actually put it on screen. Yeah, that's a top-down shooter where you play by kids, but it's combined two types of kind of gameplay. One is the shooting, another one is surviving, because you're a zombie, you have to kill others and survive.
It's quite hard being the road.
You can go up and down as well if you want.
Oh, okay.
You can go sit down and take them to do
Oh, that's good.
Whoa, like a roller coaster.
That's really good.
So we're trying to make you feel a bit like a little kid holding onto your mom's hand.
Right.
And if you remember what it was like to be in a crowded place like a mall or something, you're kind of holding on for dear life, and it can be a bit scary, but there's a lot of distractions.
So, yeah, we did this tweet. Imagine being able to verbally tell a funny joke to a guard, causing him to roll over, laughing, allowing you past. Except, we're a team of 2 writers and 3 artists, and, yeah, I'm our best coder and I can barely code. So we didn't get the verbally part in, but other than that...
So this is Ghost Dad 2, Cats vs Merlins. It uses a lot of sound wave stuff. I've got some cats here, they're my daughters. If you've seen the film, you'll understand.
In my game's called Sick Peter, and you don't just control a 4-year-old child, you control a 4-year-old boy who's looking for his mother. He's Nazi-occupied Holland, and you have terminal disease.
So, our game is called Parkour, which is a portmanteau of parkour and amour. It's a 2-player game. I'm the little red guy, and John here is the little green guy. So we can jump around, as long as we're holding hands, we can jump around and move at a reasonable pace.
I should be saying something really profound here, like how amazing it was that the entire world came together to celebrate video games and to remember how open video games can be and how much hasn't been explored. The point is that games can be so much more. It's important to have events like this, that highlight how essential it is to keep asking new questions. That's the key, I believe, to keep it in this medium exciting and help take it forward. Just keep coming up with new crazy ideas. Doesn't matter if it doesn't work. What's the worst that can happen?